Alright, welcome to the second edition of Fresh Out the Freezer. This is for the late slate of the NBA games that we have coming up. The less said about the matinee, the better. Started off to a great start. I mean, Anthony Davis, 3.5 assists, perfect read. I mean, he got 3 in the first 5 minutes of the game and covered by halftime. After that, it all went downhill. PJ Washington, he was on pace. He did get 9 points and rebounds, but unfortunately he twisted his ankle just before halftime. Didn't even come out to see the second half. And currently over in Los Angeles, the Lakers without Luka, LeBron, Mark Williams, just Austin Reeves and Roy have now just taken a 25-point lead over the Pacers. So that's great. And Pascal has a total of 2 PRA. So let's move on, all right? 7 o'clock, we have the San Antonio Spurs and the Orlando Magic. I think I'm going to continue down the road of trying to read my best intakes on the recent trades, maybe. I was right with Davis, so let's see if I can be right with Fox. 5.5 assists. I think this line opened at 6.5, but considering the Spurs are on a back-to-back and they are playing a Magic team that, while they do rank 3rd in the NBA in assists, they've just been through a brutal West Coast trip. I think they only won 1 game, and that was to the Kings without De'Aaron Fox, coincidentally enough. So let's see if now he will make the difference for the Spurs. As we can see, I mean, after the double-double that he got on his debut, he just hit that line against Charlotte. But there are a lot of players out off that night. I think Wemby only got 16 points. Harrison Barnes only got 8. I think Fox and Devin Vassell were the 2 leading scorers, coincidentally enough. And Stephen Castle, sorry. So you're not really going to get him reaching his assist line, I think, which they bumped up to 7.5. Weirdly enough, I mean, of course, when he had 13, there was going to be some regression due, but they continue on their road trip to Spurs, and hopefully against a Magic team that are still kind of getting back together after a lot of the team are banged up in multiple parts. I mean, Paolo and Franz were missing at multiple parts. Jalen Suggs is still coming back to fitness, so they're not entirely all there yet. And for a Spurs team that's still trying to figure it out, I can see Fox trying to dish out the rock to everyone, especially Wemby, since this will be the duo in San Antonio for the foreseeable future. Supporting stats in terms of potential assist for us to get 6. Fox has cleared this line. Of course, we can maybe ignore these games over in Sacramento when he was doing it all. But in his first 2 games for the Spurs, he's doubling this line or just about doing it. And he's cleared his line both times. So if we can get some more production from the likes of Harrison Barnes or production from the likes of Wemby, I do think Vassell is on the injury report, or he's not. I didn't see any props listed for him. Instead, I saw Castle, so I'm thinking that potentially, if the rookie is started in his place, Fox will have a lot of places to look. Again, this really isn't a read on matchup. The Magic are one of the best defenses in the league. In terms of value, it's just about there. I mean, we're taking pretty fair odds for what the books are offering us across the season. It's about even money, maybe plus in some cases. And then when we look at recent opposing point guards clearing that 6 assist line, we do see from the likes of Stephen Curry, but as you can see, he shot lights out nearly Malik Monk, but that was when they lost without Fox in the very first game back. When you look at the type of point guards that the Magic are facing, they do facilitate and they do score. It looks as if you are a focal point of the team, and of course, De'Aaron Fox is the second biggest star on the Spurs team. 6 assists, definitely doable for us, I think. So let's put that in the slip for tonight. Second, we're gonna go with Isaiah Hartenstein. 14.5 points in rebounds and assists. I think you might be able to find this at 13.5 on some books. The line on this has been up and down. I mean, Chet is out now. It's been announced officially that he's going to get some rest after he just came back. And against a Memphis team that is very aggressive and physical, I don't blame them. So in that case, Hartenstein will be the main big man on the court tonight for the Thunder. And this should be a competitive game. Yeah, the Thunder are on an unbelievable run. Best team in the West, best team in the NBA, you could arguably say. But they're going against a Grizzlies team that when they're at full strength, they play at the fastest pace in the league, or one of the fastest paces in the league. And they're kind of a dark horse in the West themselves. When we look at in terms of Hartenstein covering 14.5 rebounds and assists, it's not even a question. I mean, of course, the last 2 games, Chet just came back and it was pretty much a blowout. I don't think he played that much time. Against Phoenix, again, huge blowout, almost a 40-point blowout. They didn't need much of him facilitating. But before that, in somewhat competitive game, even in blowouts against the Bucks, I mean, well, we're talking about the Thunder. They blow out most teams. But in any case, Hartenstein has cleared this line in 7 of the last 10 games. 3 of the last 5. Well, let's not consider blowouts, obviously. 13 of the last 20. And he's covering this line at 65% of the season. In terms of potential assists, which really isn't where the bulk of this will come from, he has his hot and cold nights. On games where it's competitive, or somewhat, you can see him racking up 10, 7, 5 potential assists. And then at that point, that just means we need 9 or 10 rebounds to cover us. And in terms of potential rebounds, he's getting those. And he's converting them at a near 50% clip. The Grizzlies, again, not the strongest opposition in terms of matchup. They are in the top 10, but in the West in the NBA, every team is kind of aggressive and good at defense, right? We still are getting pretty fair value for this. This should update to about 14.5 at some point. Check your respective books. I do like to use FanDuel. So across the season, we're still getting fair value. Again, I think we should ignore the last 5 when the last 2 were pretty huge blowout games and head-to-head, because this would still incorporate some of his time on the Knicks when him and Mitchell Robinson were sort of sharing that responsibility as a big man. And now to close it off, to keep things short and sweet, Mikal Bridges, 3 assists against the Celtics. I know, it's crazy going against Boston, especially after an upset that they faced against the Mavericks, but they're going to the Garden, and just a week ago, the Knicks were embarrassed by a 40-year-old LeBron James getting a triple-double at the Garden. So I think they will want to lay a gauntlet down themselves that, hey, big teams do not use the Garden as their own stage. This is our stage. So I expect the likes of Jalen Brunson, the likes of Cat, Josh Hart, they're going to have their nights. Of course, McCall will score in his own regard as well, but I think just in terms of just the volume of players out there for the Knicks, I think McCall Bridges will have the opportunity to look out. In terms of injury report, I do know that OG Anunoby, he has been upgraded to a game time decision. In terms of, other than that, Josh Hart, we can always ignore that. He'll always play. They can cut his leg off and he'll play. Same thing with Cat, pretty resilient. So without anything too dramatic, these guys should still play. If any more than OG were out from Josh Hart and Cat, I would be a little bit concerned, as then I would be looking at McCall and Brunson to be the main facilitators and offensive output for this game. But as long as we get a healthy matchup, I think we should be fine, and this is going to be a great game. In terms of potential assist, for 3, we're not getting the most enticing and attractive supporting stats. It looks at we need McCall to convert at slightly above half of any potential assist that he gets. But again, the likes of Brunson, the likes of Cat on the post with Horford and Porzingis, Brunson out at the top, going one-on-one with Derek White, there's going to be loads of opportunity for McCall to get 3 assists. Not really much to support this, really, besides I just want to look at other small forwards that have recently faced the Celtics that have maybe got on this line. A lot of red, I know, but we are looking at Dylan Brooks, who is more of a shooting guard per se. Roy Hachimura, blowout game. Or actually, I think the Lakers won that game. I think Roy was probably a little bit more focused on containing the likes of AD. Not AD, sorry, Porzingis. Yeah, I think that should just about do it for this late slip. Again, rough go at it on the first video this afternoon. I mean, unless a miracle happens in the second half of Los Angeles, looks like we're gonna go 1-2. I think we really could have just done an AD ladder. I think assist, rebounds, points. I mean, he's on a double-double. Like I did say, I think he might get a triple-double. I'm kind of concerned to look at the stats now, but I think he was at like 22, 14, and 5 or 6 not too long ago. But any case, best of luck tonight, guys. Have fun, be responsible, and may the odds be in our favor.